Dragon, what's good? Right before I started this, I saw that you posted you tried the upside down teapot thing. How'd it go? So, I want to try something different today. I wasn't planning on working today. I had a student who showed up and then he had to leave immediately, but my studio is warmish, and I've always something since everything's like rearing to go. And so what I wanted to try today, cool. So what I want to try to do today is a weird art teapot. We're gonna make like a bunch of squares and connect the squares together. Let's see how it goes. I'm sure it'll go. Honestly, that technique seems easier than the technique that I show for double walled, so I think it'll probably go just fine. Wow, some hot water. So I haven't really quite figured out the orientation of how this is going to be, so we have a lot to contemplate. And then the biggest thing that I just kind of came up with as a solution in my head, so the biggest thing I was thinking about, yo, what's good? The biggest hurdle was like, how do we make this filter tea so you can actually clean it appropriately? Like, you don't want tea leaves stuck in the bottom, because I was thinking this like a stacked teapot thing. And so I think what we're gonna do is the first chamber where you put your tea in, it'll have filter holes going downward. And so the tea just sits on the top chamber and then you fill it all the way up. Does that make sense? Today's really gonna be a hand building project because this isn't gonna take long to throw because we're making really simple stuff. It's gonna be mostly just hand building today and rasping and stuff. Aki, when do you start school again? Damn, so soon. So I was thinking 5 of these should do the trick. And again, I'm not really sure how we're going to stack them or anything to that nature, but that's okay. So up until this point, when I was about to teach, and then he had to leave for very legitimate reasons, but I'm not going to share them here. I was carving a spoon out of spalted quaking aspen, and depending on how long it takes us to finish this teapot, I'll probably go back and do that more. And I might do a live for the remaining bit of the carving. I'm almost done. I did all the meaty parts and I just need to finalize it and sand it and all that. Right? Also, because I wasn't planning on streaming in here, I wasn't planning on making anything myself. I don't have my other camera down here, so it's just you guys today. I felt like if I went back up to my apartment to get my other camera and all that stuff, I just would have not done anymore. So. Oh, if I don't go live for the rest of the carving, I'll just post the spoon in the Discord later today. Oh, I bet. Do you have good heating in there at least? Or somewhat okay heating in there? I don't know why it made me think, but this clay that we're working with right now is 50% porcelain and 50% architectural clay. And it is just grating my hands open as we work. Oh, that's not enough? What's the temperature there? Preferably in Fahrenheit, please. Gotcha. It's 18 degrees here today. Or at least it was the last time I checked. I don't know what it is right now. So the cool thing about making like artsy based pottery is that clearly the forms themselves are really easy to throw. Yo! Also, isn't this jacket awesome? I wish I bought more of these. I got this when I was in Peru at Selpaca. Got this like in 2017 or something. I was hiking from Cusco to Machu Picchu. Two more of these bases, and then we're going to throw the tops to them. Though, we might not need to throw the tops to all of them because we're going to be cutting them, but I think I might just throw tops just so they're even. And then we can cut out what we need to. I don't really know what I'm doing here, so. Okay, right on. There, Dragon, thanks for hanging out. So these are slightly larger than I thought they were going to be. So now I'm almost contemplating 3. No, because 2 isn't going to be enough milliliter capacity after all the extra parts we add to it. I think it'd be nice to have 5, because then it's 4 pieces there for the body of the teapot, and then 1 piece is going to be the handle, so it's not even going to hold liquid. And I'm throwing these really thick so we can rasp them and turn them square later. So milliliter capacity wise, they're probably, when this thing's all said and done, it's probably going to hold around, I don't know, 185 to 200 milliliters of tea. And I think that I was talking about the filter situation, and I think that will solve the issue with cleaning by adding a second. So there's a filter for the when it goes out the spout into your cup, but there's also a filter downward, so it doesn't, the tea itself doesn't fall down into the teapot, making it hard to clean. The only reason this would be hard to clean is if you decided to leave your tea in there for like 2 weeks and it molded out, and then you had to like clean the inside. You won't be able to do that. So this is for people who take care of their teaware. Does that happen to you? Did I know that? Because it might be. Maybe it's completely directed to you, Princess. How are you? What's new? What's happening? Also, what happened to my necklace? Oh, it's fine. Happy New Year. I think this is going to be potentially a really cool teapot, though this is, again, just kind of like the maquette prototype for the actual version of it. One more piece here, and then we're going to make the plates that these will sit on. Oh. But where does the lid go? I guess the lid goes on top of the... Huh. I'm not sure where the lid's going to go on this. Ooh, well that'll be fun. What are you off to do? And what kind of tea are you going to have? And I think the concept is going to be cool with this teapot, potentially, or it's going to be absolutely horrible, and we're going to end up with whatever. But I think we're going to learn a lot from this one. I want to start mixing in more art teapots with our normal teapots. And I think this year, we're going to be really heavily teapot oriented in all of our firings and not as many cups. So I think this is going to be, we're going to have some teapot cups, but it's really going to be about teapots. And we'll leave the cups to the terracotta when that happens. And I have a question for you, Princess. If you were going to buy, the terracotta stuff, I'm going to do more pieces that are almost identical. So make it more almost production and have a pretty low cost to it. So it's like $30 a cup or something, or 25, $30 a cup, because like it'll be cheaper because it's terracotta. And the listing, you won't be able to pick your individual cup because they're all going to be pretty much similar, almost the same. So you just pick a listing, you can get as many as you want in that lot. Is that a horrible idea? Hi, how are you? Okay, cool. Because that's kind of what I was going through. I was looking at my best sellers of the year, and they were mystery boxes. They were teapots and mystery boxes. And so I kind of want to have a low cost mystery box that's production level, you know what you're getting, and then teapots. And then people just stop buying cups from me. I don't know what the deal is. It seemed like it was really teapots and mystery boxes. I'm gonna make double wall cups. I'm not saying that. I'm gonna be doing a lot of double wall cups, but single wall atmospheric cups, probably outside of the ones I've already made that are gonna go into the next firing. I don't know if I'm gonna make any this year. And I want to do a lot more big orchid pots. Okay, so next thing, we're gonna have to grab some more clay because I don't have enough for all these. But next thing we're gonna do is make the top of all these. And that was way too much clay, so good to know for the next time. I appreciate it. I got it in Cusco, Peru. Awesome. Oh yeah, we'll do a ton more teapots with little feet. Ooh, I haven't had red tea in a minute, unless you count Blair's red tea, which I guess it is, that I have it all the time. But outside of that, I don't know if I've had anything. I can probably use this clay again pretty quickly. So once we get a couple of these, I'll give you the base concept that I have for this. It's so weird because a lot of people tell me that Blair's red tea confusing. Oh, Princess, did you hear about my new tea space that I'm going to be doing once a month? We're going to be doing a once a month tea event, and it's going to be in the greenhouse. It's going to rotate around last Saturday of every month. 5 people can sign up. I already have 2 people signed up for this next one. It's going to be really fun. The first 2 are probably going to be in the greenhouse because it's so cold, but then I want to have people by fires. I want to take them out on hikes. I want to take them down by the water. Whole thing. It's kind of the closest thing I can get to owning a tea house. So, which has always been a dream, but it seems like a very unprofitable dream. So, I think this is the next best thing. And honestly, I kind of like it more because then I can have what's up, Dirt? And then I can have like private events and things like that if people want just individualized tea events every so often. And I think it's gonna be a really cool thing. I'm kind of just soft promoting it at the moment on lives. This tea event, and we'll see how the first one goes, and if it goes well, I'll probably make a post about it, but again, there's really no reason for me to censor this out of addiction to censoring things. Sounds good. Bye, princess, have fun. Oh my god, Amanda, how are you feeling today? Saw you posting about pottery. Does that mean you're back in the studio? I didn't read it because I wasn't really trying to be on Instagram. Actually, I don't want to poke that side. I want to poke the other side. God, who keeps taking my necklace? Okay, gotcha. Oh, that's exciting. Well, I'm glad that there's clear progress in health. Ooh, nice. Oh, that's nice. Awesome. Good. Well, I'm glad things are getting better. We're making an artsy teapot. So we're going to take a bunch of cubes and we're going to stack them together and turn them into a singular teapot. Wasn't supposed to be in the studio today. I got everything prepped for a student, and he got here and then he had to bail because of some stuff going on at home. And so the studio's warm. I had all this stuff in here. I was like, I may as well. I already had clay. And then I've been carving a spoon all day and watering my orchids. But we just started, essentially. So we're going to take 5 of these cubes and see if we can turn them into a teapot. So 4 of them will hold liquid, and then 1 of them will just be a handle, is the idea, but I don't really know yet. So I most likely will be asking input when we get to the actual creative part of this build. This is all just the, nitty gritty. I've said this in the past, but I haven't said it recently. What I've noticed is that when you get better at pottery and things like that, when you get better at throwing on the wheel, you stop becoming a wheel thrower and you become a hand builder. The amount of time it takes for us to actually throw anything is 10% of the time that we're in the video. The other 90% is us hand building, putting things together. Oh my God, James! Well, welcome in. we're making an artsy teapot, and I don't know what's going to happen, but I love doing experiments on lives where I've never done anything before, because I like the failure aspect. So, just in line with what we just said, I've been streaming for 27 minutes. I'd say a couple of those minutes I was just getting stuff prepared in the very beginning. So we've been, let's say 24 minutes, 23 minutes has been actually throwing, and we've almost thrown all the parts for our teapot already. So it's like, but this video is gonna probably last an hour and a half, 2 hours, most likely. So. The only reason it would last less time than that is that we start working on it and realize that it looks like shit, and we just decide to stop, which honestly is not like an unrealistic thing, because I'm not entirely sure about Bonita, what's up? I'm not entirely sure about lid. That's the thing that I didn't actually think through in my design, in my idea. I don't actually know where the lid's gonna sit. So that's something we're gonna have to figure out. I figured out the T issue, as far as like cleaning goes. I know what I want to do with the handle, but I don't quite know what I want to do with the lid.
You know what they say, early bird gets the ultimate vacation home. Look early and save over $530 on a week-long stay in Superba. Because early gets you closer to the action. Even a hammock that overlooks, well, whatever you want it to. So you can all enjoy.
And not that anybody asked, but we're using a mixture of porcelain and architectural clay today. It's just what I grabbed to teach with, because it's easy to throw if you're not very good. But the porcelain makes it not as painful, and the architectural clay just doesn't fall apart. So. Oh my God, Kendra, we're making a teapot that is going to consist of a bunch of little squares. Never done it before, so I don't know how well this is going to go. It might go amazingly. It might be the worst teapot we've ever created, but you know what? There's only one way to find out. Appreciate it. Alright, this is the last one, and then we're going to actually start thinking about how it's going to go together. Well, we have to rasp them all too, I guess. Maybe we should rasp them first before like trying to look at aesthetics, because I think it'll show the intention better if they actually are all cubes versus like weird muddled pieces of gobbledygook, you know? Thanks, James. Oh, that's me, Mr. Skeptical over here. I mean, yeah. Me, Mr. Skeptical. So skeptical. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I'm already out of it. Again, I wasn't really mentally prepared to even be in here. But that's okay. I'm not wasting all the firewood that I used to keep the space up for this guy. We sure are. Oh my god, Christina, how are you? We're making a 5 square teapot. One of the squares is a handle, the other 4 are going to be where it holds liquid. I don't know how this will go. Okay, so now we have 5 bases, and now we have to rasp them. Yeah, well, we've done all the easy parts. So, time to rasp. And then we can kind of look at design and see if we should, right? It would be kind of cool. We'll see if it actually makes any sense. I feel like I haven't downloaded something because I keep seeing this weird symbol everywhere that people are messaging, and it's all the same symbol, and I can't imagine that everybody's saying the same thing. So maybe I need to update YouTube. Hey Kendra, what was the first symbol that you said in that sentence? This is a rasp. It raspifies things. And this will be super gritty because, again, this is architectural clay, and that means it's a stoneware with a crazy amount of big sized grog, so you can kind of build with it. Am I double jointed? No, I'm not double jointed. Got those regular joints. What kind of stuff we talking about, Kendra? Okay, there's cube number 1. So we're gonna make 5 of these, and then we're gonna figure out, or grate 5 of them, and then figure out how they actually work together. And if they do work together, if we want to use all 5, or maybe we only want to use 3 of them, or maybe we use 4 of them. I kind of like the idea of odd numbers, but you know, we'll do what looks the best. The more we have, though, the higher the milliliter capacity is, and these are also small. Even if we use 4 of them as liquid, where they can actually sit in there, it'll probably only hold around 150 to 100 and 200 milliliters. 200 milliliters being pretty unlikely. It'll probably be around the 150 mark. I thought it was going to be more, but now that I'm looking at it, I don't think it will be. So how's everybody's day going? What's new? What's happening? And why are you bending your knees back? You just a stretch? That's hurting. You probably shouldn't be doing it, right? Oh, I kind of want to go finish my spoon, but but we'll do that after this video. Just okay, James. What's going on? I do fish. Not in the winter, though. I'm not a huge fan of ice fishing. I don't really feel like being around a bunch of alcoholic racists. So. Thanks, Kendra. Appreciate you. I'm glad to hear that, James. Good. I'm glad you do. All right, there's 3, 2 more to go. Put you guys over my shoulder if that would be better. Later, Kendra. Enjoy your double jointed stuff. It is a pretty satisfying sound. And your house is going to be spotless, squeaky clean by the end of your sickness here. Okay, one more. And then we'll bring them out together and see how we're feeling about this. We're rasping things. What are you doing? Oh, geez. Wait, tomorrow's 2 days, though. Okay. For some reason, I thought tomorrow was Monday. Oh, shoot. They canceled 2 private lessons tomorrow. That's really frustrating. I forgot that I was going to go see my little cousin. Oh my god. Okay, so now we need, I guess we can use this bat for a second. So here's what I need to figure out next. How to make these all work together. So they want to be on their side. I feel like a gap is smart. Maybe they want to be upright. You know what I mean? So like, what do we want to? Is that the move? Something like that as a teapot, and then the spout comes off this side, and then this is the handle, and then no, the lid being there doesn't make any sense. Or maybe we do it. Maybe we do it like this. Oh, it looks kind of like a little. That looks like a tank. I don't like that. Maybe we offset these. Thanks. So one of these is, like I said, one of these will be the handle. I kind of like this being a gap. Maybe this is back like this. But now it kind of, you know what it gives me is the Jeff Koons dog, which I don't like. But that I actually don't mind. But maybe this is the one here, and this is the handle? No. No. This one's throwing it off? Like it's the wrong, it should go, like should these be lined up? The other option is like, no, that's dumb, unless we do more. It kind of gives me the Jeff Koons look, and again, I don't, Jeff Koons, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm talking about, guys? This one, you know what, let me put this on the turntable so you can actually, we can rotate it as we are discussing this. We don't like the middle one, that's what's throwing everybody off. What if we turn it on its side like that? Welcome back. Like a beaker? Like a square beaker? So I'm, like if it was like this, if it was like that, let me get a piece of clay so we can kind of just stabilize it and think about this. Yo, we're making a square teapot, but I need help on the decision making. Actually, that's kind of cool, like that. And this is the handle. Can you elaborate what you mean by flower? Like imagine it without the supports there. But then the lid, yeah. I think this is the best so far as well. It would be a very cool vase, I will say that, but at the moment we're trying to work on a teapot. So the question is, Is the handle also this where the lid is? Or so here, in my mind, this was going to be the handle, or the other one could be the handle. It doesn't really matter which one's the handle. Like this would be the handle when you pour forward. But then I'm like, so here's the thing. The big issue here is where do we put the lid? Like we can create a spout and have it coming off either side, you know. I guess the question is like, they have to be. One has to be a little bit flatter, I think. Like that. Actually, if we did this, okay, hold on. Yeah, a really weird teapot. What's up, Slay? What's up, Zone? I don't want to. I like don't want to make a vase though. I think a teapot would be really cool, wouldn't it? Or do you guys think I should just make this as a vase? Again, these are just supports so we can look at it. They're not going to be there. But I thought a teapot would be cool. But I guess a vase would be easy. Would be done in 5 seconds, and just have a piece here. Yeah. I want to make a teapot zone. You know, the other option is that we make another square. Okay, here we go. How about this? How about this? This is what I want to do. I'm going to have this as the spout, the lid. This, we're going to make a spout coming out of it, and we're going to throw another smaller side handle. We're going to throw in one more square real quick, and it'll go on the side here. Or maybe it'll stem here and go up, and then you'll pour like that. What do we think? Kind of looks like a little tank to me. Does that make sense though? I think that makes the most sense of everything we talked about. Sorry, I'm just going to sit with this for one more second. So imagine this. Imagine this is an angle here. You want it on the back, like so it's just a back handle. I feel like if we added another one back here, it'd just be off balanced. Though, now that I'm looking at that, that doesn't actually seem bad, right? It's not April Fool's Zone. Oh my god, this guy. It would actually make the most sense to have a handle like this on the back. But we could offset it to the side, so you hold it like this. So you hold it like that. Maybe. Yeah, like we add just like a little bit of flare backwards, so it's back here. I like this. We're gonna do this. Everybody lock this into their brain. Oh yeah, oh yeah. We're gonna do that. So let's throw one more square chunkity dunk. And go from there. I need my scale because I and some more clay. You know, the reason I'm probably going so hard into the square teapots is that I posted about them on my Instagram the other day. Right, not the video of me making one, but like the first ever one we did together, and I posted it, and I got a bunch of responses being like, "This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life," and everybody's like, "No, don't make square teapots. That's so dumb." And clearly, I don't like being told what to do. So my first reaction is to make a bazillion square teapots. We were just this particular idea where we're taking a bunch of little squares and making a big teapot. I was just bored waiting for my student who showed up and then left. But I don't really know why I was thinking this. Yeah, I'm not very good at being told what to do. It's not really my thing. This is probably why my business hasn't really grown. because every time I'm like, what do you guys think? And people are like, I fucking hate this. You should stop doing that or you'll lose all your business. I'm like, screw you. And then I do and then I lose all my business. But it's the principle of the thing. I used to make all these like humanoid-y sculptures as a kid. Not as a kid, as a kid, like in my mid-20s. And they were doing really well, and I was winning a bunch of these awards everywhere, and blah, blah, blah. And I, out of clay, and I, stopped doing it because everybody kept telling me to stop making, like, cups. Don't make cups and just do this. It's like, half the reason you're seeing me here making cups and, like, weird shit. Because I was told to continue making the art stuff and not do the functional wear. The problem is, what I love is pissing people off. So, you know, it doesn't work out for me all the time. I could throw another log on my fire. It's freezing in here. Give me 5 seconds. I'm wasting all this wood. Ugh. Well, it's not a waste because I've been here right now, but I didn't have this wood to spend. You know, it takes a couple years, Amanda. I'm sure you'll get to this petty level, though. It's a developed skill for sure. I used to play with these old guys, tennis with these old guys, and I would like really dumb it down and so it wasn't super one-sided. But I remember this one guy in particular who would just like, he'd win a point as I'm like barely trying to do anything, and he would just then start shit talking aggressively, and it's like, I don't know. Anyway, started beating them really aggressively because this guy was pissing me off, and then I just never got invited back. But it's like, why shit talk, man? I was dumbing it down so it was easier, so we would all have fun, and it wouldn't just be whichever side I was on winning all the time. Anyway, the pettiness. Well, yeah. I think the terracotta stuff will make money, so I can, like I was saying in the beginning of this stream, I am not going to be making single walled pottery or non-teapot forms for any atmospheric firings, except for the ones we already made that are going to be rolled over into this year. The single walled forms will almost exclusively be electric fired terracotta. If I like the terracotta at the end of the day. If I don't like it at all, then that idea might be readjusted, but I'm going to be doing less firings with much more like work that I'm just really, really excited about. A lot more art orchid pots this year as well, like big vase orchid pots and things like that. And a lot more commissions too, so. Rasp. It's just a thing of metal with teeth. It's like a cheese grater. But for concrete, because this is all concrete, if anybody was curious about that. I didn't talk about that in the beginning, but oh, Swap, you are good. Don't you worry. Enjoy the cleaning. Okay. Let's start putting this thing together. just did, I might put somewhere else. Let's look at it in comparison. It's kind of a fatty. So let's just put this together briefly and think about what we want. So that's the idea. This wants to be upright more, this wants to be down more, like that. This wants to be on top, this wants to be in here. So this is going to be offset to the side. What do we think as a teapot? It's kind of massive, but you know, the thing that we were kind of talking about a little bit earlier, everything's very lined up and it's kind of pissing me off. So what I want to do real quick is just look at this again, where everything is offset just slightly. So have these offset slightly, this pushed in like that, this offset to the side that way, this up top, wait, is that the top one? No, this is the handle. This one up high. And then this one off to the side maybe, with the handle. I was just gonna give it a just a normal spout, like we were just gonna have like a little thing jutting out the side. So I want this to work. What are we thinking though? Do we like this? Is this gonna be ergonomic? Does this want to just be back set like this instead? Like I think functionally this is probably going to work better pouring this way instead of to the side. Good. I'm glad, because I don't know how I feel about it yet. I think we should do this again as a vase later on, but for today we're doing a teapot. I think I'm going to have this one back set so you can actually pour it. Okay. I'll show you the way to take a photo of this. What's up, sunflower? Alright, so let's connect the first two. So those are the top. This is the handle. I don't need these at the moment. So now what we need to do is connect these as openings, because again, this is a teapot. I want this all to fill up with water, so this needs to open up here with water. And then this has to open up, which means this has to be pushed over a little bit more. This is going to be opened up. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut a hole here and a hole here. Okay, so that's a hole, that's a hole. Now this next one I think is the trickier one, and let's so that's fine like that. I think what we can do is potentially like patch them up. So we're gonna make the gaps. I feel like tea is definitely gonna get trapped like low. You're gonna have to like shake it around to use this thing. At the end of the day, it's definitely more of a sculpture than anything, but I do want it as a functional teapot. So I don't really like non-functional stuff. We definitely are gonna make this as a vase at some point because I think this is gonna be really cool as a vase. Oh, what if I? Oh, okay. If I rock this up and connect it down, so then there's a gap on the very bottom. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, that's such a good idea. You see what just happened? So the bottom one's now actually levitating off the ground. This is actually really cool. That's cool. Yeah, again, this is just kind of like the maquette for a future one. I want this to be there, which means we're not streaming on TikTok, that we can't get banned today for putting things in our mouth. Welcome here. Yeah, fun to mess around and do different things. It's pretty fun. You do it yourself? Or you just an admirer of people doing clay stuff? we're making a art tea style teapot that will work. I don't want anybody saying that this isn't gonna work. It's gonna be a fully functional teapot. It's just gonna be kind of hard to use. That doesn't mean it's not functional. I'm glad we're using architectural clay too. That means this probably will not fall apart. And I can lick it too, unlike that black clay, which I cannot lick or I'll die. A very slow and painful death. Appreciate that. Thank you. Also, because I'm bad at saying it, just as a reminder, we do have a Discord for anybody who becomes a member. We just talk about pottery and other art things that we're working on. Oh, I hope Blair comes back. She got really nice by the end of it. That's what always happens, is those kind of people, they're really toxic for a while, and then they come back, and they never say anything horrible again, and usually they donate a bunch of money. So, like Prof. It is crazy though. Can you imagine being that sad? I actually feel bad. Person must be really just struggling in life.
At T-Mobile, you can get 4 iPhone 17 on them. The new center stage front cameras and the same feature group selfies. It's the perfect fit for everyone. Well, it's better than talk. Where are you going? Holidays are better. T-Mobile. Get 4 iPhone 17 off. No trade needed when you switch. Plus 4 lines for just $25 a line.
You know, this would be a cool whistle too. Well, that's weird. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, agreed. Man, I would really love if I could figure out my password for Spotify, but I just feel like me cannot figure it out. I tried to reset it and all that fun stuff. It won't send me the email. I don't know what the deal is. Okay. Oh. Here's the first part. Next one. Good for you, Frank. Very proud of you. Oh, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say no to that. Okay, let's just think about this for one more second before we move forward. Oh, these are all really okay. Thank you guys. These are great ideas. Sorry, I can't really think straight at the moment. Just taking all of my effort of brain power to do this one. Okay, what do we think? Yes, no, yes, no. Is it weird that there's 6 pieces? Hold on, I need to walk away and let it spin for a second to look at it. Give me a sec. Okay, cool. It's cooler when you take a step back from it. I was kind of not enjoying it as close as I was to it. Okay, so this is the handle. We can put this on last. The next thing we need to put on is this guy. This is not going to connect to this. This is going to be where the lid is that filters down. This is going to have filter holes that go into this, so the tea stays in here, so you don't have to clean it out aggressively. So the next part, though, is to put this guy on. And then for the... it does, yeah? For the spout, I was thinking just a very small square that just juts out here. What do we think about that? Okay, cool. Okay, just making sure. Just making sure you guys are good for the jut. This one's slightly confusing. Well, that makes it better. Wait, can I add this like this then? Oh. Wait. Oh, you know it. Kind of like this being detached from the top. So that's hold on. Yeah, right. Does it look like a flower? It is kind of giving flower vibes, isn't it? I think functionally that's probably the best one. It's probably the best placement we have. Just because I want this to be flat upside down, or flat topped there. Okay. Who let me do this? What a weird teapot. Why'd you guys let me make this today? Welcome back. How are you?
Wouldn't mind upgrade to Pandora Plus to better curate the vibe. With Pandora Plus, you get unlimited skip to replay, ad-free music, and you'll discover surprise tracks.
How's your dad doing?
Start your free Pandora Plus trial now.
Lowe's knows you want products that work as hard as you do. Start every paint job strong with new Pro Block primers, expertly manufactured by Sherwin-Williams. Pro Block primers are built for dependable adhesion, reliable stain blocking, and a virtually flawless finish when paired with Valspar top coat. Start strong.
That's a cool idea.
Pro Block primers. Pick up the new Pro Block primers.
I do kind of like more abstract stuff though. If we could like somehow make like an abstracted elephant instead of it being just, yeah. Oh, right on. How's your sister doing? Good. Older sister, younger sister. Gotcha. I don't think you're alone on that one. It wasn't quite how I envisioned it either. But it's not like far off from how I saw it. Gotta wear protection. You don't wanna, gotta wear your finger condom if you're gonna poke holes in things. So since these aren't very big, it's not big projects for holes, it's not the biggest deal, but I should be able to get these little dots out later, because we're going to be opening the top up to add a gallery. I'm also going to indent this part so it's like that. I don't know, it seems normal. It only gets really aggressively intense when I stream consistently. But I have not been consistent, nor will I be consistent for the foreseeable future. I literally cut up my old garden beds to have enough wood to have a fire in here today, to actually work in here today. That's how desperate I am for wood right now. Later. Sleep well. Blue, what's up? What do you think of my new teapot? I might be losing it a little bit. How are you? Happy New Year's. Happy holidays. Happy everything. How have you been? I'm glad you're still here, James. Oh, hell yeah. I was thinking it was giving me Jeff Kuhn dog vibes. Thanks, James. Appreciate it. I think this will probably be the one and only teapot like this. I think we're gonna make the rest of them just into vases. Right here. And the spout will go here, but we haven't made the spout yet. And we haven't made the top for the gallery yet because we weren't even sure how this was gonna get put together. So we still have stuff to throw. Okay, now we gotta add the handle. I'm realizing I should have put this on a bigger bat. Hold on, because I won't be able to transport it later unless it's on the bigger bat. Do you? You are good. It's weird for sure. We were talking about how. So this is gonna be the handle. So this is the only thing that's not gonna have any. I'm not gonna have any holes through it or whatever. So that's the handle. That'll pour it forward. It was good. No complaints. I went to bed at 8:30 on New Year's Eve. So, which was very exciting. about you?
Who's in for Mohican? Obviously everyone. It's an invitation that you can't ignore to experience a place that just feels different. Mohican Sun, a place that welcomes you in, all in. For the flavors, the fun, the unbelievably unforgettable. Because you plus me plus Mohican equals the best time ever. And what comes next is, well, everything. This is how it feels when you're all in on Mohican. Mohican Sun. Visit MohicanSun.com today to start your experience. Did you know you can opt out of winter? With Verbo, save up to $1,500 for booking console 6. When thousands of sunny homes are waiting for you. Or I suggest you talk to the cold. Put the snow shovel down. Put the parka back in the closet. And don't you dare strip into the windshield. Slip into some flip-flops. Consider our summer.
Ooh, have you been working in the studio? What have you been working on?
Save up to $1,500. Book your warm getaway at Verbo.com.
Oh, hell yeah. Busy. So busy. Boy, oh boy. That's awesome. It kind of does look like a little cube man, and that's fine. Oh, I'll come look at chat in a second. I need to concentrate down low for a sec. Oh, hell yeah. That's fantastic. Congratulations. That's huge. Okay. So now we have to make a lid spout gallery. I swear, who lets me do this shit? It's like, I can't believe you guys are just letting me do this right now. Insanity. Thanks, Swa. So let's make the gallery thing first. We're going to try to make it the whole width that we can. Which is just as bad. If you let me do it, it's just as bad. I should have done this earlier. Oh, I screwed up. Oh, I screwed up so bad. Shoot. Well, nothing I can do about that now. Damn. No, I can, this will be fine. I did screw up pretty badly. I should have done this first. It was just that again, I've never done this before. Wasn't really sure what I was doing. And I've now learned what I should have done. So, it's lesson learned. It just won't be as seamless between what I'm doing right now, which is fine. Doesn't really matter. Try that again because that didn't work. Of course. How do you know I'm a cheater? Oh my god, this guy knows everything about me. Yo, what's up? What's happening? What's going on? Yeah, it's a party in here today. Let's see. Oh, also my phone hit 20% right then, so I think we're almost done, so we should be able to finish this. But hell yeah. What's for dinner? Let's try something. Ooh, hell yeah. I'm jealous. Oh yeah, this whole build has been a weird one, which you haven't seen yet, so you'll see in a second. Nope, I screwed that up hard. It's too big. Unless I can just do this. No, it's still too big, isn't it? Well, I might, actually, you know what, that might be fine. So we just squared it off.
It can be a lot, but you know what makes all that feel a little less a lot? The perfect sunshine.
That's intense. That's really intense.
An upgrade to $10 cost.
It's good to do though. How much more do you, what else do you have to do? Fire hots, fire hots. Okay, let me see if this fits. That's fantastic. Congratulations. That's so awesome. I'm just gonna leave it because I don't have the patience to do anymore. And we are gonna make a square lid, even though I'm gonna regret doing that later. Later, appreciate it. Oh, hell yeah. You've been busy, my God. That's awesome to hear. Are you gonna move away from where you are now, or are you just buying a bigger house close by? Gotcha. That would be nice. That'd be really nice. Fair. Square spout. Not sure what we're doing right here. How would I make a square spout? Do I want a curve to it? Oh my god. That's adorable. That's so fun. How old's your daughter now? We might have to make a new spell because I'm not really sure. Gotcha. Fun. That's awesome. Sid, I want to see a picture. Well, I feel like I have to be for this dragon. Damn, alright. I'm really curious now. I don't know that name. What kind of stuff do they do? Oh, hell yeah. It sounds like something I want to take soon because I'm going to be switching over to low fire. Where are you thinking the wood goes? Thank you. I appreciate that. So, now we have to cut this so it fits. Sure, there's a better way to do this, but I just don't have it in me right now to figure that out. Like, you mean with like, you want it to look like wood with a glaze? Or are you talking about actually adding wood? Wow, I just did a bad job. I don't remember that at all. I'll have to, mop bucket of clay. Yeah, it's not the worst thing we've done. Not the best either, but it'll do. Alright. No, I think it's a great idea. I just don't know how to necessarily put it into the work. We're gonna add a bunch of texture to this as well. That'll kind of hide a lot of my mistakes. I mean, because I want to add texture. Making a teapot? What are you doing? Good. Glad you're into him. I have mixed feelings about him. Alright, let's go away from the spout for a sec. Or from there. Let's talk about his spoot. His spoodle. I mean, I mean, I mean, you just square this off.
With Pandora Plus, you've got nothing to lose except ads. So start your 30-day trial for ad-free stations, unlimited skips, and offline.
And then I just square off this.
And that much to gain, we call that a win.
I mean, I don't know why that wouldn't be fine, right? Is that stupid looking? Looks like a train now. But imagine I just flatten this all off, and then I flatten this off. I think we're good. I think we're just gonna just shove this thing on there. Oh, it's gonna be a fantastic teapot. This thing is gonna be the best pouring, best performing, outperforming all other teapots that have ever existed in the entirety of the world. This is it. Best teapot ever. Alright, we have to add our little finger condoms. We gotta put our holesies there. The tea fountain sounds pretty cool. What's up, dog? Oh, you know what? I don't need to put, because I have filter holes here, I actually don't need to put filter holes in here. I can just put a giant hole here. And, you know, I gotta say, giant holes pour better than filter holes, so. Boom. Why do you guys let me do this? Jesus. The dumbest thing we've ever made. And we made a lot of dumb shit. I like genuinely shocked that you guys let me do this. This is so stupid. How long have we been in here? 132 minutes. I could be in bed by now. I could have finished my spoon. But instead we're making this monstrosity. Yeah, I would kind of hope that you would come and stop me. I mean, like, why is anybody letting me do this? Okay, I'm just gonna square this off now. This might genuinely be the dumbest teapot I've ever made in my entire life. I think it might be. Cube Man knows he's dumb. stupid. God, I hate it. It's so bad. Ah. I mean, I'm gonna love it when it's fired. It's just this is absurd. It reminds me of a train now. I have no words for this monstrosity of a creation that. No words. I need to step away for a second, look at it at a distance. Throw some stuff in my fire too. It hurts me a little bit not to have a bent spout, but I feel like a bent spout isn't appropriate for what we're doing. You know? I feel like this can be a little bit more angular. Alright, we're gonna add texture to this thing, like very organic texture to it, to just make it a full monster. And then we're done for the day. So I'm not sure how to add texture to this. This will not even be very visible right now, but I think it'll show up later and it'll be a nice addition. So again, I'm planning on shinorizing this thing. Is not scratching, it's so firm. I will be once it's fired. I'll be so proud of them. This is the only thing that doesn't hold tea. The rest of it holds tea. So there's a filter system in this under here. So you put all your tea leaves in here, and then you can clean it easily because the tea leaves will never drop below here easily. And then that holds water, this holds water, this holds water, and this one holds water. This is the only one that doesn't hold any water.
And there's no trade-in needed when you switch.
Christ. Cool. Okay, we're done. Is there anything else that we need to do to this? I don't think so. I think we're good. What a weird teapot, guys. Cool. Alright, I'm done. Phone's at 7%, so we finished just in time. Bye, everyone. Thanks for hanging out while I don't even know what I did.